And welcome back to The Factor Uncensored. You've heard the old saying, holiday blues. So how do you deal with it? And have you found the reason why you're so depressed during the holidays? We explore that issue with Dr. D. Yvonne Young tonight. You know, it's the holiday time, and many people find themselves feeling lonely or unhappy in a room full of people, whether it's a family gathering, it's a holiday party. What is that, and how do you deal with that if you find yourself lonely in a crowded room during the holidays?
Well, I'd like to address that from personal experience. I buried my mother around Thanksgiving years ago. There is nothing that reminds you of family and good times, especially when your good times appear to be diminished or even gone because the people that you shared them with aren't present anymore. God forbid it's due to death, and sometimes it's divorce. Other times you just aren't proximal, meaning you're in another country or another city. So what you can do when this happens is, first of all, accept the fact that this is a holiday. It's not the rest of your life. These seasons offer us an opportunity to, instead of focusing on what's missing, look at what you can give. In other words, take the time to offer, if nothing else but a smile and a warm conversation. Often think about the elderly or the sick and shut in, and there's always that chance for you to give back in some way to some faith-based or community-based organization.
And of course, it takes you realizing that you have, what if it's so severe, Dr. Young, that I need to talk to someone?
Well, there are a couple of paths to take. One, there are credentialed people like myself out there that I suggest that you look at an ICF credentialed coach, preferably a master certified coach, or in some cases you can find a clinical social worker or an LPC to talk to. But the one thing that you want to look for is alignment. Make sure that the person that you're speaking with is somebody that you can relate to. And I mean that by shared experiences. Read their Google reviews, look at their credentials, but there's a lot of help out there. You just have to humble yourself to get it. And then if you can't find someone that you probably have to pay, there are lots of social organizations and services out there where you can reach out and get some support. But the best thing that you can do is to heal others by sharing you and being very present. You can go to something as simple as feeding the homeless or giving time to a church organization or some other social organization.
And people don't realize the benefit of getting out, giving back to others, and how that leaves you feeling fulfilled, at least for that moment, like you've done something in the community. It makes a huge impact. If you're out there in the community giving back, you just have to try it once and you'll be addicted.
Definitely that, man. There's that old saying, you were complaining about the fact you didn't have shoes till you saw a guy that didn't have any legs, right? There's always somebody going through something that you know not of. And typically, especially introverted people, they have very small circles to begin with. And when someone goes missing in that circle or someone voluntarily removes themselves, that leaves somebody very vulnerable. So what I would advise you to do is, if you're feeling bad, get help. There's nothing wrong with admitting that you're a human being. And if nothing else, there's lots of opportunity to go out there and adopt a pet, or to go and help people with, such as senior citizens, people that are stuck in. And you can do something as simple as just going to the VA or going to a nursing home after they screen your ID. There are lots of people that were sitting there looking forward to the comfort of a stranger's conversation. And you might end up not being a stranger, but a friend by the time that's over with.
And what would be your advice to a family member or friend who's around an individual like this and they don't know what quite to do and how to handle it during the holidays?
Sometimes it's not what you say. It's just your presence. Don't make a big deal by telling people, oh, I'm so sorry, you just got a divorce or you lost a loved one. Don't do that. There are times when you can say, I need some help. Do you mind helping me in the kitchen? Or do you mind helping me set up? Or why don't you help me put up these lights? Often when you get someone to give of that priceless gift, which is your time, that takes people's mind off of the things that they're going through. And then the other thing is, often you can just sit with someone for a few moments and watch a game, watch a television show, or invite them to a movie. Your presence is the gift.